Okay.
Sorry
All right.
about that, Judge.
No worries. This is Judge Elisa Perez resuming the criminal docket for the 210th District Court for April 4th, 2023. Mr. Marufo, would you call our first case, please?
In cause number 2021-0D01785, State of Texas versus Benjamin Contreras. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Elizalde for the state. State is ready.
Dennis Moore for Benjamin Contreras, ready to proceed, Your Honor.
And for purposes of the record, Mr. Contreras is appearing remotely from the jail annex. Mr. Moore, this is our first, we're set for a pre-revel hearing, and I know we have a contested revel already, but this is the first hearing since appointing you as counsel for Mr. Contreras. Quite honestly, I think there was some back and forth. I have a contested revel set for April 10th. I just need to know if we need to keep that date or if we've had some discussions for an alternative disposition, I guess.
I think we have an agreement.
Okay, what was it? Was it 2 TDC or 3 TDC?
It's 2, Judge. It can only be 2 because he's on 2 years probated for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
But we have an agreement on it'll be 2 years with credit for time served, concurrent with the misdemeanor case 2022-0C05488, which will be time served.
Okay.
And we're ready. We've submitted the paperwork, so we could do the plea anytime the court wishes, even today.
Let me check my email real quick. So are you telling me if I find this plea paperwork, we can do it today?
Yes, I think it might need Elizalde's signatures, but yes.
Let me look it up really quickly. Does anybody have the plea papers, the plea of true? Did the court receive those?
I've just sent them, Judge. I've sent them to you.
Let me see. Maybe there's something going on with the, okay, just received. All right. Ms. Elizalde, are you able to sign on those?
Yes, Judge. I thought I had signed on them, but let me go ahead and sign on them real quick and send them right back.
Okay, you'll send them to me. Okay, so we'll come back to Mr. Contreras if that's what we're gonna do. Because I still need to sign them as well, and I don't want to stop yet. Have it going back and forth. Is it Mr. Contreras? There's some paperwork we're gonna review. So who's the next one? Dennis will be right with you.
Last page, Judge. Annex, may we have Rangel? Because number 2022-0D02584 and 2023-0D00984, State of Texas versus Sui Monique Rangel. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Elizalde for the state. State is not ready to proceed on one of the bond hearings.
Todd Dunham for Ms. Rangel, and we are ready, Your Honor.
So let me see, we have, which one are you not ready? The one that appears maybe is not scheduled, the smuggling case?
Yes, that's the one that I don't see a bond motion filed on it. I am covering for BPU, Judge. I can try to get ready, but
No, and Your Honor, I
Uh-huh.
don't know if at the time when we filed it, the prior case, if her bond had been revoked or not. So we couldn't file, a motion on that if her, so she got it wasn't a new charge, but she was picked up on a case that was pre-existing that finally got processed. So she hasn't committed any new offenses while she's been on bond, Your Honor, on the 2022 case. I think if we looked at the dates, I believe that we could confirm that. If that helps this situation at all, I think we're kind of at a status hearing as well on both cases, or at least they are 2022 case, Your Honor. I have been speaking with Mr. Munson, at least in the past, about Mr. Rangel's case. We were working out a plea agreement. This new case had been kind of lurking underneath, not filed. I believe it only had like a warrant number or something. I wasn't appointed yet. It just was kind of there. We weren't sure what was going to happen.
All right, hold on. So I only see her being booked on the drug case. That is the only case for which there is a bond hearing. The smuggling case is only set for a status. I show the smuggling case is she was on a straight PR bond and she's not booked on it right now. So can we just get to the bond hearing on the drug case, please?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go.
So, Your Honor, Ms. Rangel is 21 years old. She was born in Los Angeles, California. She's a U.S. citizen. She has been living here in El Paso, though, for quite some time. I don't know the exact number of years, but I believe it's been about 4. She's living with her grandmother and her aunt. It's at 413 Emerald Pass. She is currently working on getting her GED while she's been on PR bond. It's something that we discussed. She's doing option high school. I'm sorry, she has been living here for 10 years. Again, Your Honor, she's been on a PR bond. I believe she has and had no issues while on the PR bond for the 2022 case. We're requesting a PR bond for this case. As I said, this is not a new case. She didn't commit an offense while on PR bond, Your Honor.
Right, I thought I saw a 2020 offense date. Is that right? What's the alleged offense date?
I see 7/4/2020.
Yes, 7/4/2020, Judge. That is the alleged offense date.
Okay, so then she gets indicted here, whatever, in 2023, maybe late 2022, no, February 2023. But she had the existing smuggling case for which she was already out on bond, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the bond is 30,000 cash surety, is that what it is?
Yes, Your Honor. We're requesting a PR.
Okay. Ms. Elizalde?
Judge, we do have some juvenile record, including an AFV that was referred. Unknown dispo. Actually, it was dismissed in 2016. We do have another assault family violence. This one here was an amended probation. So we have some issues on probation. I don't see any other record. Judge, at this point, we will say that the state's position is that bond is reasonable as is, and we would oppose modification.
Well, Your Honor, I would just point out, I'm sure you are aware that everything that she's pointed out to you in her past was also known to the court when she was granted PR bond on the 2022 case. And she's committed no violations of PR bond since the court has granted her that. So we respectfully request a PR bond on this case as well.
Are you appointed, Mr. Dunham?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Do we know of any resources she has towards a bond?
She does not have resources, Your Honor. She was working, but she wasn't able to do GED and work. And I know, but she doesn't have, and if she was working, she didn't have the money saved up, and her grandmother and aunt certainly don't have anything available to them.
Wait a minute, okay.
And we are negotiating, we're very close to an agreement on the original case. And I was speaking with Preston, he's aware of this other case, that was hanging out there. So everything we've been negotiating is with the knowledge of that charge. This should not be a surprise. Is the thing.
Okay, hold on. So let me ask, the co-defendant is Barnaby Chavez. He's also in this court. What is the relationship there? What's going on?
That would be boyfriend and girlfriend, but she has cut that tie quite some time ago. That's what I've been represented.
Judge, on the Barnaby, are you inquiring as to what the possible resolution is? Because I think they're close to a resolution of 2 TDC.
No, I was just trying to look at the cases here, and I see the co-defendant. When I click it, it's Barnaby Chavez, and I know that name very well.
You have 2 probation cases pending before the court with him as well.
Your Honor, when I first got Ms. Rangel as a client and I read the facts and I met with Ms. Rangel and I saw her age versus Mr. Chavez, and then I received some communications from about her signing a non-pros statement on his behalf. Your Honor, she was young and naive. Now she's still young, but not as naive. And I'm fairly confident that she has not made the mistake of communicating or trying to continue a relationship with this gentleman.
What are the normally I can see some of the underlying documents here. I know it's 2020, right? What were they? Were they in a vehicle together, allegedly, or what was the circumstances of the case?
I am attempting to pull up Portal, Your Honor, and I don't know if there's an issue with the county side or not. I've had this problem all afternoon. I think maybe some others have.
Judge, for the possession case, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what I have is they conducted a traffic stop on I-10. The vehicle was coming to a stop. Observed the driver toss a methamphetamine glass pipe out of the driver's side window.
Who is that allegedly? Barnaby or Miss Rangel?
Let me see this. Sorry, Judge, I'm trying to go through the DPS police report. Is this one? Looks like it was Barnaby.
So she's a passenger in the vehicle?
Commissioned. Actually, Judge, from what I'm seeing in the report, it's not clear. I'd have to review it all. I walked in the path.
So we need to put, first of all, we need to give Ms. Rangel a trial track for both. I don't see one for the 2023 case, Ms. Hernandez, so we need to put that. Oh, well, she's set on the smuggling case on the 21st.
Sorry,
Yes,
Judge,
Your
I
Honor.
found it. Driver was Barnaby Chavez. The passenger was identified as Ms. Rangel.
Yeah. What are y'all working on in terms of the smuggling case?
We sent a mitigation package to Mr. Munson. He said that he would discuss probation. That was because this is her first offense in her age.
All right.
Her first serious offense in her age. And as I said, this charge here is a new filed charge, but it's not a new charge to the state. It's not a new charge to, the facts are somewhat new to me now. I've gotten the case and I've read it, but for many, many months representing her, I didn't know what the circumstances were. I just knew that it occurred prior to this even.
Understood.
The smuggling.
How are we looking though in terms of you all having that trial on the smuggling case?
I believe that we're going to have this resolved, Your Honor. I don't see that trial going forward.
Yeah.
I mean, with probation on the table, this is something that she needs to take the opportunity, Your Honor.
Okay, so there's a lot of red flags here for me on the drug case. I do think the bond is appropriate, so I'm going to deny it. What we need to do, I'm going to deny your request to reduce the bond. Ms. Hernandez, for now, I need to have the 2023 possession case to track the 2022 smuggling case, although I know those are set for final hearing, plea deadline, and jury trial on April 18th and April 21st. Mr. Dunham, that is only for the court to have a marker to see if you all have a resolution or not. If you do not, then obviously we'll get you on an expedited trial track when it comes to the drug case. And if the smuggling case doesn't resolve, I mean, I gotta think that one will, but I'll just leave it out there. We'll get you a new trial track. I just don't want to lose track of the drug case because your other case is hitting trial so quickly.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Thank you very much. So the bond
Yes,
is,
Your
thank you.
Thank
All
you, Your
right.
Honor.
Who's next?
Page 7, Judge. Annex, may we have Buenrostro?
Judge, really briefly on Contreras. I had some steps of waivers with my name on there updated because the ones that were signed were from Ms. Rago, who is no longer an ADA here. Is the court going to accept it just with my signature since she was an ADA at the time the steps were sent?
So if the steps and waiver have your signature on them, I'll have to look at them. What are you telling me? Let me see. So does it reference her in the document? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So if you'll look at it'll reference her in different spots, but for example, the first page, it'll say the state of Texas represented by Rago.
I don't have a problem if you want to edit that document to expedite things, because that'll be the only ones that I think we have with the defendant's signature. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if you use your PDF stuff, you can probably type something in there. All right, let's get to Ms. Buenrostro.
In cause number 2021-0D0-2943 and 2021-0D0-2026 and 2023-0D0-1108, State of Texas versus Silvia Maria Buenrostro. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Elizalde for the state is ready.
Manuel Parra, Your Honor, for Ms. Buenrostro, also ready.
And Ms. Buenrostro is appearing from the jail annex. We are scheduled on the 2023 case for a bond hearing. I was trying to get in here to see if there were always also requests to reduce bond or set bond. I can't remember if she was on straight or deferred on her probation cases. But in any event, Mr. Parra, you can proceed on your bond reduction.
And Your Honor, thank you. I was under the impression that she was set on the probation cases as well. With respect to those, she was sentenced to straight probation, it seems like, back October 18th of 2022, Judge.
Okay.
And I expect that's something she's booked on without bond, Judge. So court permitting, we would like to address all the cases.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, my client is a U.S. citizen, lifelong resident of El Paso. She has gainful employment available to her. It's my understanding she would be working alongside her mother. I would also be living, Ms. Buenrostro, correct me if this is wrong, would be living with her as well, Judge. Has all of her family in El Paso. Your Honor, she has been in custody as of December 1st. Unable to post bond. Your Honor, my client is indigent. We are requesting that she be given a chance to go back onto probation. It's her wish to remain on probation and to be as compliant as the court would expect her to be. Respectfully, Your Honor, we're requesting a PR bond so that she can get back to complying.
I show her bond on the drug case, on the 2023 case to be 3,000 cash surety. Is that right?
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
Okay, and then I do see 2 no bonds on 2026 and 2943. All right, Ms. Elizalde.
Judge, I did review the probation cases as well as the pending case. I do see that the recommendation is to continue on to the mental health caseload and that they're recommending outpatient. I am not really, I don't see, she's missing her appointments, right? If you just let her out.
So I think she was out maybe under 2 months. I don't know if I'm being generous or if I'm being conservative on that estimate, but she was out maybe 2 months before we pick up the new offense.
I don't think the recommendation accounts for where we're at here. And I was looking at either revocation or inpatient rather than outpatient. But
So with respect to the bond request to reduce is denied as to the drug case. If she's on straight on those two, Mr. Parra, are you appointed?
Your
Over
Honor,
here?
I'm showing that Victor is still showing as appointed attorney. I was under the impression I had all the cases, but I don't.
Okay, but in any event, they're all court appointed. So we need to change
That's right.
Myrna on 2943 and both the probation cases, change them over to Mr. Manny Parra. Mr. Parra, I'll just tell you, I have an extensive recollection of your client and her prior history leading up to the pleas for which she's on probation. And when I saw she picked up the new offense, I am most certainly at just a time revocation. I will tell you this. I also seem to remember that there might have been a mental health angle to this. So rather than, jumping the gun there, I want to make sure to give you enough opportunity to explore that, to see if there's something that you need to advise the court of. But it was, if memory serves, I'm surprised we only have 2 cases for her on probation, because she had a slew of cases that came up over and over and over again. So it was a lot of rearrests while cases were pending, all of the same nature. I feel like we did have her comped. In that process, but I could be wrong. Mr. Uraga represented her, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not seeing that there was a motion, Judge.
No, okay. I'm gonna reset. Well, let me go back. So in terms of the request for a bond reduction, that's denied. What I want to go back is look at the 2023 case to make sure we have a trial track. We do not. So we need to put the 2023 case on a trial track. Excuse me. The probation cases will track. So we need probation status hearings on those 2 going forward. I need motions on the probation cases. I feel like we already have those, actually. But anyways, and then we'll see you at the next hearing, the probation status, Mr. Parra. Yeah. We can talk about what's going on with Ms. Buenrostro, maybe explore some other options. But I honestly, I feel like unless there is some overriding mental health issue, that I'm just at revoking a time. And let's be done with it, because she just reoffends. I hate to say that it was not surprising that there was a new offense. But let's explore some things before we jump the gun. We have it on the table. Okay, thank you very much.
Your Honor,
Monday.
may I add something? Just so Mr. Parra is aware, Ms. Buenrostro was already modified through probation to the MHI caseload. So she was already under that program. She had been referred. She had a caseworker at one point, but she was failing to attend those appointments with her caseworker. And it was recently as well as her Tacoma services were closed out due to being incarcerated. But she was seen in jail, assessed by TAP, like it was mentioned, and they would be looking for so that Ms. Buenrostro would get medication needed as needed.
What was that last part, Carla? I didn't understand that.
She was also referred so that she can see about receiving her medication, Judge, while in custody.
Yeah, if again, memory serves, I think part of the issue on the new drug case, there were some statements, or maybe it was in the probation report, that, the issue was that she wasn't on her meds. And that's where all this behavior, well, I'm not going to say it's all only because of that, but that was something that was mentioned there. So we may have some work to do, Mr. Parra, but those are kind of what's in the mix there. Okay.
I understood, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Buenrostro. Who's next?
How about the Judge?
Mhm.
And next, may we have Lara?
Very nice job on the editing, Ms. Elizalde. You're better with your PDF.
Wait,
edited.
you're being
Then I-
sarcastic.
No, I'm not. I'm like, wow, that's very clear. I would have done an arrow with like, go over here and here's my name and. Very
I was
nice.
actually embarrassed to send that to you. That's why I'm asking.
2872. We don't have a waiver of arraignment, Mr. Huffman, on Mr. Lada's case, 2872.
And Judge, I just noticed, I thought we had one in the system that I was gonna send to the court, but we don't.
Are you seeing it right there? Like, is it something you're e-filing right now?
No, I thought we had already done the waiver, Judge. We had only done the waiver on one of the cases. Judge, we're hoping maybe we can waive the arraignment on the record now. Or with Mr. Lada's permission, I can do a copy paste from the old waiver. I've gone through the indictment with Mr. Lada in detail, and I've gone through the evidence.
Mr. Huffman, without getting into too much, because we're on YouTube, you're one of my frequent flyers on the list, a huge list of cases for which I'm missing waivers. And so I don't know if it's something that happens in transition. Maybe it's something that the court needs to assist folks on, but we have several of these cases. And I think you had a deadline of Monday to return the waiver. And so this will be your only accommodation. After this, if you don't have your paperwork in order, we're not going to go forward on these pleas. You understand?
Understood.
All right. So give me 1 second while I finish this other paperwork. All right. All right, did we already call the cases, Mr. Marufo?
No, Judge.
Okay.
In cause number 2022-0D02872 and 2022-0D02538. State of Texas versus Fernando Marco Lara. Announcement of council, please.
And Leonelli subject for the state and covering for Preston and the cause number ending in 2872.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Lara, you're ready.
Okay, Mr. Lara, as we were discussing, or I was discussing with your attorney off the record, in cause number ending 2872, that is the case where you're charged with 3 counts of the state jail felony, various drug possession cases. Have you reviewed the indictment that in that case with your attorney prior to today's hearing? Mr. Lara?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I am going to pull up the indictment. I don't know if I could share my screen. Well, I wouldn't even know what I was doing actually if I did. Does somebody know how to share their screen that has a copy of the indictment?
You could just do it, Judge. Just push the
Yeah,
share.
but I have like a bunch of screens, so I don't know which one it's gonna pull up, and I don't want you seeing my
Oh, okay, you're right, you're right.
screen and my, I have this on Odyssey, but
And I'm already on a different device, so
yeah, you're on a different
I
device.
can try, Judge. Let me pull up the indictment here.
Okay. And then I think if there is a permission that needs to be, I think we can share screen. There we go. Mr. Lara, all right, your attorney is going to get to a document here in a second. The
Okay.
indictment in cause number 2022-0D02872. Are you able to see that screen, Mr. Lara?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. He'll do a much better job than what I would do with the computer.
I might have to. Sorry, Judge. I'm almost there.
That's a different system than I have.
Yeah.
for access.
those are, but usually the indictment's on there, but
You can't just enter the case number?
Ah, we can do that, Judge.
So it's 2022-0D02872.
Together, we were arguing, he wants to come here. I don't know.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't have been able to do that. All right. So I'm going to ask you to, I think there are 3 pages of this indictment.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lara, let me go ahead and swear you in. Would you raise your right hand, please? Sir, do you swear or affirm that any testimony you provide will be the truth and the whole truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you state your full name and date of birth?
Fernando Marco Lara, 10/31/1989.
Mr. Lara, I'm going to ask that your attorney scroll through this document. This is the indictment in this cause number. Have you reviewed that document with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your name is spelled correctly on there, Fernando Marco Lara.
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you waiving reading of the entirety of that document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And with respect to that particular indictment, this might be confusing because we are scheduled for a plea, but in terms of your initial plea, what is your plea, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your
For purposes of the arraignment, we'd like to enter a plea of not guilty, Judge.
Thank you very much. Mr. Lara, it's a little confusing because this is done initially by a document that is submitted by your attorney. Your initial plea being not guilty, then the case would run its course. And then now we are set for a plea hearing. Does that all make sense for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you very much. Now you are still under oath, Mr. Lara. Thank you, Mr. Huffman. You are still under oath. And now we're actually going to do your pleas, okay? So you've stated your name and date of birth. There were documents, Mr. Lara, that you should have reviewed with your attorney for purposes of your plea hearing for each case, the first of which was marked as State's Exhibit number 1. Those are the plea papers. Within those documents, you were guaranteed certain rights, including the right to remain silent, the right to trial by jury, the right to counsel, the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses, and the right to call witnesses on your behalf and in your defense. Mr. Lara, do you recall reviewing the plea papers with your attorney and signing those documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand everything contained within those documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Huffman, have you had more than 10 days to prepare defenses in these cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you explain the plea papers to your client?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has understood the admonishments, rights, and consequences of giving up these rights by entering his pleas today?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Lara, are you satisfied with your attorney's representation of you?
Yes, Your Honor, definitely.
Mr. Huffman, any reason to believe your client is not presently competent to enter his pleas?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Lara, have you ever been found mentally incompetent by any court?
No, Your Honor.
Ever been examined by a doctor or psychiatrist who has found you mentally ill?
No, Your Honor.
So based on your testimony, your attorney's representations, and my observations of you, I'm going to find that you are competent to enter your pleas today. Sir, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where were you born?
Here in El Paso, Texas.
Okay. In cause number 2022-0D02872, you are charged in count 1 with the offense of possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1 in an amount less than 1 gram. To that charge, what is your plea, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Count 2 is possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1 in an amount less than 1 gram. What is your plea?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And in count 3, possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1A less than 20 AU. What is your plea, guilty or not guilty?
Also guilty, Your Honor.
And in cause number 2022-0D02538, you are charged with the 2nd-degree felony of burglary of habitation. To that charge, what is your plea?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Are you making each and every one of your pleas freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will find you are making your pleas freely and voluntarily. Ms. Elizalde, would you summarize the evidence, please?
Yes, Judge, as to cause number ending in 2872. Had the case proceeded to trial, the state would have been able to prove that on or about the 3rd day of August, 2021, and anterior to the presentment of this indictment in the county of El Paso and state of Texas, Fernando Marco Lara, hereinafter referred to as defendant, did then and there intentionally or knowingly possess a controlled substance, namely fentanyl, having an aggregate weight, including adulterants or dilutants, in the amount of less than 1 gram. As to count 2, that on or about the 15th day of July 2022, and anterior to the presentment of this indictment in the county of El Paso, state of Texas, Fernando Marco Lara, hereinafter referred to as defendant, did then and there knowingly possess a controlled substance, namely lysergic, that's lysergic acid, diethylamide, with diethylamide, in the amount of fewer than 20 abuse units. As to count 3, that on or about the 3rd day of August 2021, and adhere to the presentment of this indictment in the county of El Paso and state of Texas, Fernando Marco Lara, hereinafter referred to as defendant, did then and there intentionally or knowingly possess a controlled substance, namely methamphetamine, having an aggregate weight, including adulterants or dilutants, in the amount of less than 1 gram. As to cause number ending in 2538, had the state proceeded to trial, the state would have been approved that on or about the 29th day of May 2022, and interior to the presentment of this indictment in the county of El Paso, state of Texas, Fernando Marco Lara, hereinafter referred to as defendant, paragraph A, did then and there with intent to commit a theft, enter a habitation without the effective consent of Maria Rodriguez, the owner thereof. Paragraph B, did then and there intentionally or knowingly enter a habitation without the effective consent of Maria Rodriguez, the owner thereof, and attempted to commit or committed theft of property. Your Honor, at this point, we would ask the court to introduce into the record States Exhibit 1 and States Exhibit 2 for each cause number.
No objection from the defense, Your Honor.
States 1 and 2 are admitted in each case. So what is the plea agreement?
That'd be 5 deferred, Your Honor. For the cause of burglary of habitation, we have $2,000 fine, 1,000 probated, 300 hours of community service, TAP, UABA, curfew, no contact with CW or incident location, and standard terms and conditions. I do know that on the BPU case, there is an added condition of drug and alcohol counseling, curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., and all of their standard terms and conditions.
Mr. Huffman, is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
And Mr. Lara, is that your understanding as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so understand that the plea agreement is not binding on the court. However, if I were to reject it, I would allow you to withdraw your pleas. If I follow the plea agreement, you may not appeal these cases except on matters raised by written motion and ruled on before trial or by permission of the court. The next document I'm going to ask you about is a one-page document entitled Trial Court Certification of Your Right to Appeal. It is a document that explains your appeal rights. Because this is, or these are plea bargained or negotiated cases, you do not have an automatic right of appeal. Mr. Lara, do you recall reviewing that document with your attorney and signing that?
Yes, Your Honor.
It was signed by your attorney and signed by the court as well. Actually, I failed to ask this, but I'm going to ask it now, even though it's a little bit late. I did see a waiver and consent to conduct this plea hearing or these plea hearings via video conference. Mr. Lara, I know we've been doing this already, but we got thrown off a little bit with the arraignment. Was that your understanding that you did consent to do this via video conference?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Huffman, you did sign that as well, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
As did the state. So, okay. So finally, let's get back to your plea. The motion for deferred adjudication, Mr. Lara, do you recall reviewing the motions for deferred adjudication in each of these cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Huffman, did you explain to your client both the benefits and detriments of deferred adjudication?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Mr. Lara, do you understand that if you violate a condition of deferred adjudication, the court can proceed to sentence you up to the full range of punishment for these offenses? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you still asking the court to grant you deferred adjudication?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I will find that there is sufficient evidence to substantiate findings of guilt in each of these cases. However, I will not enter findings of guilt at this time. Instead, I will defer further proceedings and place you on deferred adjudication pursuant to the plea agreement for a period of 5 years. In cause number ending 2538, there is a $2,000 fine. I am going to probate the entirety of the fine. $1,000 is the fine in cause number 2872. That will also be probated due to your indigency. You are to do 300 hours of community service. You'll be screened for TAP, subject to urine and breath analysis, curfew. You will do drug and alcohol counseling. You're to have no contact with the complainant, and you are not to be anywhere near the location of the incident in the burglary of habitation. These will run concurrent with one another. Is there anything further, Ms. Elizalde or Mr. Huffman?
No, Your Honor.
Just one moment, Judge. One thing I needed to confirm here. Did we have an agreement to dismiss the theft? I think we did.
Yeah, I think I sent you an email. You would forward that email to the misdemeanor attorney.
What is the cause number?
2022 0C0 1855.
Okay. So it appears, Mr. Lara, there is also an agreement resulting from this plea agreement to dismiss cause number 2022-0C0-1855. That is an outstanding theft case that will be routed to the misdemeanor judge for signature, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything else?
That's all we have.
Good luck to you, Mr. Lara.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Staying on page 8, Judge.
Mhm.
And next, may we have Owens?
Yes, Your Honor.
In cause number 2022-0D02735 and 2022-0D01672 and 2021-0D03120, State of Texas versus Angelo Jose Owens. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Elizalde for the state. State is ready.
Rick Huffman, on behalf of Mr. Owings, we are ready.
All right, and we are set for bond hearings in each of these cases. Mr. Huffman, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting a PR bond in these cases. Mr. Owings is 18 years old. He's been on probation, I think, for about 4 or 5 months. He's a U.S. citizen. He's been living in El Paso for the last 10 years. Judge, he has not completed high school, but he has done the paperwork to take his GED test, and he is in the process of doing that test. And he plans on getting his GED and starting school at Western Tech for either diesel tech or HVAC education. He currently lives in the Northeast with his mom at 4938 Meads Court. Judge, I have not spoken to the probation officer. I don't know quite what the problem is. I know that transportation has been an issue. Mr. Owings has been living in the Northeast, and for some reason, his probation office is in the lower valley. So he basically explained to me that it takes him about 4 hours to get to the probation department using the bus. And I think that's caused some issues. I know the allegations are that he has missed a bunch of these urinalysis tests. I know he's taken one, and he knew of one other time that he had to go and take the test, but he couldn't make it because of the transportation issue. He's never been sitting in jail this long, Judge. He's been in jail for about 39 days. We have not had any probation status hearings or anything in the court yet. So I don't know, what the probation department is doing. I did want to kind of inform the court that it was Mr. Owings that turned himself in when he found out there was a warrant. He and his mother called, said, hey, I know there's warrants, I'm here, and went in voluntarily. I've spoken to Mr. Owings, and he's young, but he sounds very mature. And I think he's learned from this time that he's been in jail. Judge, and we're hoping that the court would consider giving him a chance to get back on track and complete this deferred. He's got a kid on the way. And the only reason I'll bring that up is because he wants to kind of turn it around and be there for his child. It's my understanding that he has not been using drugs or drinking. The only problem is, I think there was some missed UAs, Judge.
Well, okay, anything else?
I don't believe there's any bond on his cases right now, Judge. He's on deferred, and I don't think there's any bond. He's been in jail for quite some time.
All right. So you're up to speed. Yeah, he was placed on probation in October of 2022. He failed to attend TAP in January. He failed to report November 16th. Carla, do we show he reported in December? Because I see November 16th, January 31st, and February 21st. Did he report in December?
Yes.
Was it? He did?
December 12th, yes.
They did test him at the December 12th? Was he tested anytime in December? I'm not seeing if he's ever been. I show that he's missed. He failed to attend TAP, failed to provide UAs on January 26th, February 7th, February 13th. Says client was arrested on February 25th. I understand he may be using meth, and we won't know that until we get him tested. Do they deliver? I mean, he can't make it to probation, but
Your Honor,
if he's using.
may I make a clarification on that? Just
What's up?
what referring to Mr. Huffman. When Mr. Owens was placed on probation back in October,
Mm-hmm.
I'm obviously the one that takes care of their plea paperwork, their conditions. I am the one that gathers their information as far as their address and contact information. And Mr. Owens provided an address which is closer to Clint, Texas, 79836. Therefore, that's why he was assigned to the Isleta office, which is in the Lower Valley. There was no indication to me that he was residing in the Northeast. So I just wanted to let the court.
So your client had an address in Clint, or what happened?
Could you clarify, Mr. Owings, for the court?
When I was released, Your Honor, I notified my probation that I was going to be living in the Northeast. I didn't know. I had no address at the time, so I placed an address as my grandmother's there in Clint. But as of when I got released, I was there in the Northeast. I notified my probation right away. My probation did not want to transfer me to the Northeast. But I made it as soon as I got out the first week. I was contacting, I couldn't get a hold of no probation, not until I was contacted by my probation officer.
Yes, Carla, tell me a little bit about do we have notes about that December report date? Did anything substantive happen then? Did he report that he was having trouble getting there?
Mr. Owens initially had an appointment. Let me see. October 28th, because he couldn't go. He was then seen October 31st. He did report to that one. November, he didn't show. December. He reported with the assigned officer, Your Honor. He did report an address in the Northeast on that appointment.
I'm sorry, he reported where?
He reported to his officer that he was, he had an address in the Northeast. That was in the during the December appointment meeting. I don't see any details, Your Honor. I'm asking Mr. Santayano if he can let me know if he was referred for drug testing that date.
So I'm looking at the initial email that got to the point where I ordered the bench warrant, which is from Mr. Santayano. It says, he was placed on probation. Let me see. He has failed to comply with the following. He failed to report November and January, failed to provide a UA on December 12th, January 26th, and February 7th. He failed to attend TAP on January 10th. And then no restitution November through January. CSO called Mr. Owing on February 13th, 2023, and instructed him to provide a UA. At this, CSO is inquiring about setting an admonishment hearing. Can you tell, and if Mr. Santayano is getting on, that's great, but did Mr. Owing, did he make contact with Mr. Owing on February 13th? It says called him, but I mean, did he make contact or did he leave a message?
Let's see that.
Neither.
And Judge, I think Mr. Owens was taking one UA and that was in January. I don't remember the date though. But I know he's taking just one. Is my understanding.
I guess that'll be the next question, Carla. Did he ever test?
He did test, Your Honor. The only one I have notation on is January 18th.
Mhm.
And that one's negative.
Right. So you want a straight PR bond? Is that what you're saying, Mr. Huffman?
Judge, another chance on probation, a PR bond. Maybe leave this. Well, I don't think there's a motion to revoke, but maybe we come back soon and see where we're at. But we're hoping for another chance, Judge.
Right, Ms. Elizalde?
Well, Judge, before we started talking about it, I was already at Revo because I don't think that it's just a transportation issue. I do think that he might be using again, but if the court is willing to give it a shot, then.
Your Honor, and if I may, just so that in the event Mr. Owens is released and to continue, there's a certain, I guess, process before he can't just be told from one day to the next that he'll be transferred to a different office. He has to meet with wherever the assignment was, which I explained what happened with that. And then once Mr. Santayano would have to go through a process of transferring him and getting him going to the assigned office. Mr. Santayano just logged on, but it is my understanding, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as the testing goes, which Mr. Owens is failing to test, that is at a location off of Montana. I don't believe it's actually in the actual office where he has to go test. And that's just throughout the whole department. So I will let Mr. Santayano correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Mr. Santayano, good afternoon. Thank you for appearing today. Why don't you tell me a little bit about Mr. Owing? I'm a little confused. I definitely see all the failures to report, failures to test. I think it was on your last request for him to go test in February that made the decision for me to order the bench warrant, because had he gone and tested, we could have gone the route that you were requesting, which was some type of admonishment with Mr. Owings, but he failed to appear for testing. Can you tell me, let's start there. Let's start with the February test. Did you have direct contact with Mr. Owing, meaning did you speak with him about testing in February? Can't quite hear you, Mr. Santayano. Yeah, I can't hear you at all. Mr. Santayano, we don't have audio on you. It doesn't show that you're muted. Now you're muted.
You have some peripheral speakers that maybe you need to turn on. Do you got it?
Okay. Well, maybe there's an audio issue today. 'Cause that's 2 people already. All right. In terms of getting more detail, I would like to know if we had direct contact with him, but I mean, the report is what it is, and I know what I received from them, from probation and Mr. Santayano and requesting the testing. Because he's early on, well, in terms of the bond hearing, he's entitled to a bond. But I guess I really want to deal with what we're really doing with him. So there's no motions filed at this point. We're probably within about 6-7 months that he was supposed to be complying with probation and has not. So there's going to be, in my opinion, there's going to be a sanction. If he wants to get out and do what he needs to do on probation, the court is amenable to that, but there's going to be a sanction because this is way too much not reporting to his probation officer, not going in for testing. There's some notice here that he may be using meth. I don't know because we can't test him. The only test we've had. Mr. Santayano, are you connected?
Yes, Your Honor, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. So my question to you was regarding the February 13th testing. Did you actually speak with Mr. Owings regarding going in and getting tested?
I did talk to him on telephone on the 13th.
Mhm.
I did tell him about the drug test, and he didn't show.
Did he
And-
express to you any like inability to go or anything like that? Or did he just say, okay?
He said he was he said that he would do it, but he didn't show up. And the drug test is done right there in Montana and Yarborough at RMS.
Mhm.
Everybody's in there, so, and he did say that he moved, because the address we first had was from
Clint.
Clint. That's why they put this case with me, because according to when he was released, he was gonna be going to Clint, and then he moved to the Northeast. And I was trying to figure out how to transfer him to the Northeast office, which is over here there on Cohen Stadium. That would be our next step to transfer him out there. But the drug test, he does have to go to the RMS place. We don't do drug tests at our office anymore.
Mhm. Mhm.
And he did state that why did I send him for a drug test if he provided a clean drug test in January? And I did let him know that it is called random drug testing.
So he provided another test. I thought his
He did do
negative.
one drug
Hold on
test
a
in
second.
January.
Hold on. I understand that he tested negative in December. Is that right?
That'll be in January, Your Honor.
Did he test in December?
No, Your Honor, he did not test.
So this failed to provide a UA on 1/26/23. When did he test in January?
On the 18th.
January 18th? Is that in this report?
Yes, Your Honor. He did drug test on the 18th, he was negative.
I see it. So he tested on January 18th negative,
Correct.
but then he was supposed to go back on January 26th and test again?
Yes, Your Honor.
And he failed to test on that one.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then he failed to report to you on January 31st.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. What is he, is he being tested once a month and then randoms, or how is it? How is the testing happening, Mr.
It is
Santana?
once a month, Your Honor, but I anonymous called, and that's why I called him and instructed him to provide a drug test, just to make sure that he was not using.
All right. So, anything else, Ms. Elizalde?
No, Judge.
Mr. Santayano, any other concerns?
No, Your Honor, just to provide drug tests and follow up with the reports.
The recommendation on the report is the TAP assessment while he is in custody. Has that been done by any chance?
I would need to talk to the TAP counselors to follow up on that, Your Honor, because they're the one who make those appointments.
Okay. And if not, we can still have his TAP assessment happen outside of when he's out, right? So, the other recommendation is weekly UAs. All right, Mr. Huffman. So in this instance, I'm going to go with the recommendation. So we're going to go ahead and release him to the streets. He's to complete his TAP assessment within 30 days. He will have weekly UAs, which can also be random, Mr. Santayano. I mean, I don't need that scheduled. So, Mr. Owings, you're going to have to get on the ball and figure out your transportation situation for testing or for whatever it is that you need to do. And Mr. Santayano, we can initiate the process to have him sent over to the Northeast to make reporting more accessible. We're going to come back in 60 days for a probation status review hearing to see what he has complied with and what he is not. Mr. Santayano, I'll be very straightforward. Just as you provided me the details of his non-compliance over many months, I need to know a little more quickly on him since he has not really shown that he can be compliant. So if we need a bench warrant again, I need to know sooner than later. In any event, we'll review it after 60 days and see how he's doing. See if the transfer has happened. Mr. Owings, not many people get this chance. You have done supremely bad at probation. It is on you, whether you're going to comply or not, or if we can just send you to TDC. That's what we're looking at, right? State jail, and then we have 1 second degree. I will also tell you, if you're using anything, if you come up positive, you can rest assured you're going to have a bench warrant. Telling you right now. All right, Mr. Santayano, let's get that taken care of. We're going to release him to the streets, Mr. Huffman. I'm sure you'll give him some counsel on that. We'll have a probation status review in 60 days.
Thank you.
All right.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Can I get, I'm sorry, Mr. Owings, do you have a phone number?
I have a phone number. My personal is gonna be 915-626-9888. That's 9888.
Thank you. Sorry, thank you, Judge. Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, can we have him report on the 6th, which is Thursday, at 10 in the morning to my office in person, so we can continue going over what you explained to him as well as what we need him to do.
Absolutely. April 6th at 10 a.m.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. That's when you have to report to Mr. Santayano, Mr. Owings. We'll come back in 60 days. Mr. Santayano, do not hesitate to contact the court if you need any assistance.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Who's next?
Judge, on bottom of page 8, Mr. Perez. Mr. Lopez is in trial in CDC 1.
Okay. Let me see. Is somebody going to come in and cover for him?
No, Judge. When
Is this the one, Carla, that's about to expire? We have a motion filed. My notation was the motion was filed, but I believe he's about to expire, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yep. 426. Okay, we can reset him for 1 week. Are you Mr. Perez? So your attorney's in trial and he's not going to be here. We're going to reset your case for 1 week.
Thank you.
Who's next?
I believe that's it for today's docket, Judge.
We need Mr. Moore's client.
Oh, yes, Judge.
if that's the only one that's left. Who was it? I don't remember.
Mr.
Contreras?
Contreras.
Oh, there he is. Too much on my docket.
Alex, may we have Mr. Contreras back?
Oh, let me find plea paperwork. Contreras. March 8th, 2022. 3 years. All right, Mr. Contreras, Mr. Moore, thank you for your patience. Let's go ahead and get started.
Cause number 2021-0D01785, State of Texas versus Benjamin Contreras. Announcement of council, please.
Eliana Elizalde for the state. State is ready.
Dennis Moore for Benjamin Contreras.
Having a little trouble with your audio. I kind of heard you,
Yeah,
but Erica's gonna yell at you, Mr. Moore. Okay, that should work.
Dennis Moore for Benjamin Contreras, ready to proceed, Your Honor.
Oh, my goodness. Guess what I'm gonna say right now? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. And Mr. Contreras is appearing remotely from the jail annex. I need to confirm with you, Mr. Moore, that you consent on your client's behalf to conduct this proceeding via video conference.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Contreras, I also need confirmation. I do have a written waiver here, but that you agree to conduct this proceeding over Zoom rather than have it done in person. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I see the state has agreed as well. Okay, so we are scheduled, although we were scheduled for a pre-revocation hearing, as we discussed earlier, and you actually may have mentioned it at the last hearing, Mr. Contreras, that you were intending to plead true in this case. And so I do have documents that indicate that to me. So let's get started with your plea. I need to swear you in. Would you raise your right hand? Sir, do you swear or affirm that any testimony you provide will be the truth and the whole truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
And would you state your name and date of birth for the record?
Benjamin Contreras, April 10th, 1977.
Mr. Contreras, are you the same individual who on March 8th, 2022 was found guilty of the offense of possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1 in an amount between 4 and 200 grams? And you were assessed a punishment, it was 2 years TDC, suspended for 3 years of community supervision, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Moore, do you waive formal reading of the motion to revoke in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Contreras, there were documents provided, I think, not only with this attorney, but your previous attorneys. They were the stipulation and waiver marked as states 1, 2, and 3. Do you recall reviewing those documents with your attorney and signing those documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand everything contained within these documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you freely and voluntarily waiving the rights explained in the documents that you signed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry, was that a yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bueno,
Okay, thank you. I don't know if it's something with the internet happening today. If the audio goes out, if you don't hear me, please let me know. I know I'm having some trouble, but I heard you say yes. Okay, do you understand, Mr. Contreras, that by signing these documents, you are giving up certain constitutional rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you are making a judicial confession?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that on your plea of true and all reasonable probability, I will find the allegations in the state's motion to revoke to be true, and in all reasonable probability, your community supervision will be revoked? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Other than any plea agreement reached between you and the state, are you pleading true because the allegations are true and for no other reason?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Elizalde, what is the agreement?
2 TDC, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Contreras, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Moore, is that your understanding as well?
yes, with the credit for time served and concurrent with 2022 0C05488, for which the offer is 40 days in the county jail with credit for time served.
Okay, with that notation, then I will accept the plea agreement and admit states 1, 2, and 3 into evidence. The court will take judicial notice of all the documents in the district clerk's file in this case. Mr. Contreras, based on the evidence presented here today and on your plea of true, I find there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations in the state's motion to revoke. And I will now make a finding that the allegations are true. The judgment in cause number 2020-0D01785 is hereby amended from 3 years of community supervision to 2 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division. You will receive credit for any and all time that you have served. Will also run concurrent with any sentence in cause number 2020-0C05488, a misdemeanor case. Is there anything further, Ms. Elizalde or Mr. Moore?
Yes, Your Honor, just to verify the credit with the district clerk, I believe he has 167 days as of today.
Ms. Mooney, are you able to see the time credit there?
Let me go ahead and bring it up. 1 second.
Mhm.
It would be 167 days.
Okay, anything else more?
I know, Your Honor.
All right,
Nothing to state.
good luck to you, Mr. Contreras. All right, with that, I think we're done. Thank you
Yes,
very
Judge.
much. Thank you for your patience, Dennis.